So I'm kind of curious, like, what do you think is like the hardest part about spend analytics? And and what portion of companies that you meet with do you think actually have some kind of spend visibility capability? What, it doesn't have to be a structured tool. It could just be a Power BI dashboard, but I think that's a compound question. But what's the secret sauce? Is it the taxonomy? Is it the integrations, or is it the actual cutting of the data? And then the second is, what portion of companies you think actually have something in place?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think you hit on it. A lot of those variables. So one is kind of just the level of detail, and also then what is it being used for? So if you're just doing some basic drive-by sourcing events, hey, we've never really done sourcing very well. 80/20, got to get it, stand up a basic spend queue, bring in some consultants, just to kind of build those wave charts, like, where are we going to go after the money? Great. You can get pretty far just kind of doing some of, just getting there. But as soon as you start like expanding the aperture, just need to get a little deeper, right? As we get into spend planning, or as we get into on the direct side to look at opportunities for, as soon as you start like sizing prizes that are a little more complicated and require higher fidelity, more accurate data, things like that. Now also the analytics are getting more complicated, and the kind of OIT can kind of do it and take, the AP history and bring it up into the data warehouse. You start transcending that. Now you're starting to do great. How do we model costs? How do we actually start persisting that? How do we track time series data? How do we start getting into forecasting? How do we start tying in all these rich set of data that we need to kind of see these more sophisticated spend and supply analytics for risk, supply chain, for all these different, for, design support. And now you start getting into a different ballgame, right? It's not just kind of the easy stuff. And now, the degree of difficulty starts going up. And that can be a filter when you're just constantly reacting and just trying to do the easy stuff where you can and just react, use the rest of your time reacting to other stuff.